This is the new for 2018 Fabarm Elos D2. This is an incredibly lightweight gun. This 20 gauge weighs 5 3/4 pounds on the nose. That is lighter than any shotgun that I own. It comes in 3 gauges, 12, 20, and 28. You can see it's got a recoil pad. Not a particularly thick or impressive one. It's got beautiful oil finished walnut. Regardless of gauge, the Elos D2 comes with an alloy receiver and 28-inch barrels. This model, the 20 gauge, has a very slight palm swell on the right hand side. It comes in a right-handed model only. And you can see the wood is beautiful. Nice hand oiled finished walnut. A slight schnabel forend, and the engraving is extremely well done. Nice and sharp, sharper than you might expect on an alloy receiver, and extremely nicely inked. So the main question is this gun going to be shootable? And let's find out. This is one lightweight gun, 5 3/4 pounds. Beautiful gun, beautiful engraving, nicely done wood, exactly what you'd expect from Fabarm. It's an extremely attractive gun. I'm going to start out with Remington Clay and Field 7/8 ounce, 1200 foot per second loads, and see if I can stand to shoot it. I'm skeptical because this is incredibly lightweight. So let's take a few shots and see how it does. And let's check the ejection. Excellent. Throws them right out. It's about 6 feet. We'll also check the primer hits. No light primer strikes here. You can see nice, deep, pronounced craters. Exactly what you want. Recoil is really not a problem with 7/8 ounce loads. It's a long ways from being a Clay's gun, but for quail, woodcock, short range stuff where you're not going to use heavy payloads, this will work. For wild pheasant hunting, even though it does have 3-inch chambers, 1 1/4 loads, no thank you. All right, for fun and amusement, we'll step up the load intensity just slightly. These are B&P F2 15/16 ounce loads, a little snappier. And again, we'll check the ejection. Excellent. And finally, some AA 1 ounce loads. Actually, this is my favorite 20 gauge load for doves. And we'll see how it does. Yep, I can feel them. There's no easy way to get away from Mother Nature when it comes to a super lightweight gun. So who's this gun for? You can't ask for anything lighter. 5 3/4 pounds is incredibly light. As far as I'm concerned, according to my semi-highly tuned shoulder, anything above 7/8 of an ounce is going to get old in a hurry. So this isn't the gun for me, although it fits beautifully. The triggers are nice and crisp. The forearm comes off super easy. This is just it's a beautiful coil spring box lock Fabarm, as you would expect. But despite how good it looks and how good it fits, and obviously how easy it is to carry, I mean, you can shoot this one-handed if you want. It's too light for the loads I use, because I'm using 1 ounce for dove, and pigeon for that matter, 1.25 ounces for wild pheasants. Typical use is going to be 7/8 of an ounce payload or less. This isn't a problem. So with 7/8 of an ounce, 1,200 foot per second loads, recoil is minimal and manageable. And of course, reloaders will note that there are a lot of 3/4 ounce recipes out there, 3/4 ounce green dot loads that are reasonably popular for skeet. So if you're going to use this gun like you would a typical 28 gauge, have at it, you're going to have a blast. But for me, since everything that comes out in a hunting application in this area is either 1 ounce and up, 1 ounce to 1.25 ounces, 1 5/16 ounces. Heavier yet for turkey, 1.5 ounces. It would be brutal in a hurry. So you can't really get away from physics. 5 3/4 pounds is incredibly light. There's not much you can do about it. I'll take a few more shots, but we'll take a couple shots one-handed just for the fun of it. This gun is so light, there's just no reasonable. No, this gun is so light that you just there's no reason you can't get a reasonable swing going. Not a problem. Actually, I know a couple guys that shoot one-handed out of necessity due to farm accidents. They're left with only their right hands, so they have to cradle the gun. So, of course, that's not everybody. It's very few people. But if you have a problem with your left arm, or maybe arthritis, maybe you have a problem getting a grip, there's no reason that you can't be effective on this, just balancing off of your forearm or even your elbow. And I've seen some really good shots that are folks with one hand. So what can I say about it? There's really not much to complain about. It's a 5 3/4 pound gun. I think the recoil pad is a little skimpy. I don't know what it is, 1/2 inch maybe, a 3/4 or even a 1 inch pad would make it more comfortable to shoot. I can't imagine 1.25 ounce loads out of this gun, and 1 ounce loads all day would get tiresome, at least for me. But 7/8 ounce loads, particularly if you do a lot of walking and relatively little shooting, quail, woodcock, it's a beautiful gun. So I would call this a quail woodcock type gun. Or there are a lot of people that just don't have the ability to hunt wild pheasants. So that means preserve hunts. And 1 ounce of number 6s is all you need for really any preserve hunt that I'm familiar with. So a little preserve pheasant hunting and so forth. But wild birds, I'm thinking dove if you use 7/8 of an ounce, quail, or timberdoodles, woodcock. That's where this gun would really fit. For an ally receiver, the balance point is extremely nice. Right at the hedge, right at the hinge pin. So it's just it's a beautiful, beautiful gun. One thing I do like about Fabarm, some of the Beretta safeties are almost flush, so they're very slippery, and with gloves, you're practicing pheasant conservation. I really hate the slippery tang safeties. This is checkered, and it gives you a little bit better purchase. So you're not going to have a problem with cold hands or with gloved hands like you would with some. When you go to your pro shop, you can check it out for yourself. But that's it. Lightest shotgun I've ever tested, lightest shotgun I've ever shot in recent memory. So it is that. Beautiful gun.